Guys, forgive the bad pun incoming. This right here is the legitimate and literal definition of comfort food. Thank you, I'll be here all day. Ratatouille is the second Pixar film directed by the one and only Brad Bird after the amazing Incredibles, which came out in 2004. Ratatouille is now 15 years old this month. Holy cannoli, where has the time gone? But I'm actually very, very excited to be talking about this movie with you guys today. I have so many vivid memories of going to the movie theater when I was 10 years old on opening weekend and just being transfixed by this film. And this may be a hot take, but Ratatouille is definitely sitting in my top 5 Pixar films right now. Allow me to explain why. Our hero is a rat named Remy, played by Patton Oswalt. He dreams of becoming a great chef despite being a rat in a definitely rodent-phobic profession. He's a dream follower. He's a go-getter. He winds up stuck in Paris, separated from his family, who just tells him to shut up and eat his garbage. But once he winds up in Paris, he discovers that the owner of his favorite restaurant has sadly passed away, and it's been taken over by Chef Skinner, who's really not a very good chef and is very power hungry. With the help of hapless garbage boy Linguini, he puts his culinary skills to the test in the kitchen, and he finds a pretty funny way of controlling Linguini to make it seem like he's the one cooking all the dishes. But Remy eventually gets the chance to prove his culinary abilities to a great food critic who's coming to destroy the restaurant, and there's a lot of really clever side characters who are trying to be tossed in, and that's one of the many things that I love about Ratatouille itself. And I'm not just talking about the dish that it's named after. This to me feels like a delicious Pixar recipe that I always love going back to rewatch on a consistent basis. I've seen Ratatouille so many times over these last 15 years, so I know this movie pretty well. And I think one of the best things about Ratatouille is the animation and the direction. All these backgrounds just look like something out of a beautiful piece of art. Paris is captured absolutely gorgeously. It always makes me want to visit Paris every time I see this film, in addition to wanting to eat a lot of food. This is where I really started to notice that Pixar was upping its game with animation. Because yeah, I loved the Toy Story films. I loved Finding Nemo especially. But around the time of 2007 rolled around, technology was really starting to evolve in ways that I never really could have imagined as a young kid. And the animators had a lot of fun with this, and this movie is just, it is such a euphoric experience, and it's a literal feast for the eyes. I hate to keep making all these allusions to food, and I apologize if I'm making anybody hungry watching this. Michael Giacchino composes the score, returning to work with Brad Bird once again after composing the Incredibles theme. And this guy really just knows how to capture the essence of not just a given scene. There's a couple of really nice chase sequences in here, but that score only helps to transport you to a whole different part of the world. It is just such a sophisticated and nice score to listen to. That's the best way I can describe it, my friends. I think the characterization is really nice as well. Remy as your go-getter is absolutely great. Patton Oswalt does a brilliant job with this film. Lou Romano as Linguini is your everyday doofus, and he's a very fun character to latch onto. Janeane Garofalo is so badass as Colette. She is just, it's almost like she treats the kitchen as a karate dojo, which, man, could you imagine her in Cobra Kai? Oh, all the rats have very distinct personalities. I love Emile, Remy's brother. The scenes that they share together where Remy is trying to teach him the importance of how you have to enjoy your food and not just wolf it down. These are just fantastic scenes. Not to mention, Ratatouille is a very funny film, especially when it comes to Auguste Gusteau. This is Remy's favorite chef who sadly passed away, and he basically becomes a figment of Remy's imagination, basically inspiring him to be the go-getter, put all the spices in the soup, fix Linguini's mistake at first. I think it's a brilliant idea. This is something that I wish Hunchback of Notre Dame did 11 years prior. I wish they had the gargoyles be figments of Quasimodo's imagination. Brad Bird got that idea down just right. Ian Holm is the voice of Skinner, our main villain. I think the animation on him and how he's slowly starting to lose his marbles, and the movie basically treating him as someone who's losing his marbles, thinking he's just delusional, seeing Remy with Linguini. It's hilarious, actually. think if Edna Mode were a man and was a very power-hungry villain. That's basically what you get with Skinner here. But this may be a little bit biased, but my personal favorite character of the bunch is Anton Ego, played by the late Peter O'Toole. Oh my god, this is, number one of the greatest character designs of all time. The scene that he shares with Linguini at the press conference is extremely intimidating, but every line of dialogue that comes out of this guy's mouth has certain meaning to it that always just sticks with you. Which brings me to the movie's ending, which if you've never seen Ratatouille, I don't think I'm gonna spoil it for any of you guys, but if you've never seen it, if you're a critic like I am, the ending of Ratatouille will stick with you till the end of time. In my opinion, this is one of the most perfect endings you could ever have to a movie. It's poignant, it's heartwarming, it's funny, the words being said are extremely thought-provoking, especially for critics like myself. I can't say enough good things about Ratatouille, my friends. This is easily top 5 Pixar movies for me. The characters are fantastic. The score is phenomenal. Brad Bird's direction, the animation is freaking fantastic. The script for this is one of the best scripts you will get for a Pixar movie. It was actually nominated for Best Original Screenplay at the Academy Awards. That's unheard of for an animated film. The only thing that I feel like works against Ratatouille is the development of these other chefs. Like, I wanted to learn more about them. Sure, we learned a lot more about Colette, especially as the romance between her and Linguini begins to blossom. I wanted to learn more about the sauce guy, though. I especially wanted to learn a heck of a lot more about the sous chef, who's voiced by Will Arnett. This is a guy that's been to prison, killing people with his thumb by himself. That could lead to so many incredible jokes. But instead, this is a character who's kind of pushed off to the side for... hell, I don't even know. But I guess I can sit here and understand why these side chefs don't get as much development as some of the other ones, like Linguini, like these rat family members, because of what happens to lead into the climax. Linguini basically reveals to the entire staff that Remy has been hiding in his hat the entire time, and all of these chefs walk out on Linguini, which then leads to all the rat family coming in to prepare the dishes themselves, and Linguini being the one on roller skates waiting all the tables. It's a really, really fun climax. This is what I wanted Pixar to be doing throughout the mid-2000s, like, consistently. Not putting out, like, dumb Cars movies, but interesting ideas like this. A rat wanting to become a chef, being a puppet master, sitting on top of this doofus garbage boy's head to look like he's preparing all the dishes. It's hilarious. It's ingenious. That's what I want from Pixar consistently. You really don't get movies like Ratatouille enough anymore. I mean, if they make a sequel, I'm down for it. They made a TikTok musical out of it, for crying out loud, so, I mean, anything's possible. But I'm gonna give Ratatouille an A. I adore this film, I always will. If you've never seen Ratatouille, if any of you think it's overrated out there, I urge you, you're entitled to your own opinion, but give this movie another chance. Because in my eyes, it is pretty damn good. Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to let me know what you think of Ratatouille down in the comments section below. Do you guys have any nostalgic memories of going to see Ratatouille 15 years ago? As you all know, I love discussing all brand new things in movies and entertainment. I love discussing geeky things like Pixar all the time over here. So if you're a new viewer, welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell right next to it, and feel free to hit that like button on your way out. These are all tremendously, tremendously helpful in continuing to grow this community that we've built over here. And y'all are invited to join the party, my friends. And thank you all so very much for tuning in. Look forward to more reviews very, very soon. For instance, I'm going to be looking at Lightyear this weekend. Speaking of Pixar, cannot wait. That's one of my most anticipated movies of 2022. So brace yourself. But until then, guys, y'all are the best. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.